Merry Christmas, everyone. This is my last podcast of this year, but it's focused around the Christmas season, so I've been kind of thinking about what I could share with you that would allow you to take some days off here at the end of the year and feel really good about it. I read a book over Thanksgiving called Love Does, and it's written by a guy named Bob Goff, and Bob kind of talks about I guess you commonly would call it the feeling of love or the thought of love or the emotion of love. And what he concluded in his book was that love is those things, but true love does something. Love does, and that's the name of his book. Feel free to buy one if you want. If you send me an email, I'll buy one for you. But love does, and I think about the mission of National Church Residences, especially this time of year, and I'm really aware of how much love there is in this organization and how your love is not translated into thoughts and feelings, but it's translated into action. And the past year is so much evidence of that. If I think about the activities associated with the 3 major hurricanes that affected 37 properties at National Church Residences, all I was getting back was feedback about what our team did and what love does. And it's pretty easy to think about our first campus that got hit in Aransas. It's in a little town called Aransas Pass in southern Texas, and how we worked so hard to find homes for all of these seniors and to move all their belongings out as we rebuilt the community. And the regional director down there, and the property manager, and the maintenance folks, it was incredible. Their love did something. I think about what happened in Lake Wales in Bradenton, which is in Florida, which was the second of the 3 hurricanes. They were without power, and they had seniors in assisted living in a really hot environment for a couple of days while power was out. Every staff member virtually slept at that building, and since their homes were out of power, many of them brought their families in, and so all the common space had people sleeping, and those seniors got a meal every day. And it wasn't an overly incredibly comfortable environment because the power was out, but we had that backup generation just enough. Their love did something. They made the mission of National Church Residences almost a priority over their lives. And then I think about a simple thing like a campus in Columbus where they were having a plan to open it. The campus and all the residences gave notice at their previous locations and moved, and we didn't have the building ready. We scrambled together, and love did something. We moved all those seniors into hotels for nearly 60 days. And then when they came to move into their campus permanently, staff that didn't work at the community, that actually worked in the central office, said, I'll go out and help them move and unpack their belongings. You know, love does stuff like that. There's other stories too. I think about the group in Puerto Rico, where the hurricane's damage was really, really challenging on the energy network, on the electric network. In 79 days, they went without power. One of our communities was out of power for 79 days. And there were 10 missionaries from all over the United States that decided, National Church Residences staff, that said love needs to do something. They got on planes, they flew to Puerto Rico, and spent 7 days there, I would say, helping our residents, yes, but when they got there and saw the need was so incredible in the neighborhood, they spent most of their time serving seniors who didn't live with us. That's incredible. Love does. I would tell you there's more stories when I think about the staff at Puerto Rico. So long they were coming and helping seniors prepare meals. No power means no elevators, no stoves, no refrigerators. Very difficult time with food, and also no delivery of water. This is a 6 or 7 story building. They couldn't get water to the top floors. So they are literally helping the seniors prepare meals in a community that otherwise doesn't do meal prep. All the staff, the service coordination team, the maintenance team, the seniors themselves, the property management, they were actively making sure the families were fed. That's not the end of the stories. We do things like bake cookies. Love does stuff like that. We also do things that I think about more important things, or not more important, other things that aren't touching you, the seniors directly. How about this year we've been really challenged by the change in legislation that's been proposed in Washington, D.C. And people just get on planes, they go to D.C., and they lobby our legislator. They just did it. And it cost them lots of sleep. They can't get there and get back in a normal schedule. Folks, this has been a great year, but what I'm really impressed with is how many of you are just doing things out of love. And it's the season for that. When I think about what God did 2,000 years ago, a very incredibly loving thing, when He sent a Redeemer. Many of us would call that Emmanuel, or God with us. And that day we've been celebrating ever since, and today more than 50% of the population of the world celebrates this Christmas day. I believe that God gave us His Spirit on that day, and that He continues to bless National Church Residences with His Spirit here. And I think it indwells all that we do, and I want to celebrate that this day. Merry Christmas to all of you, and I hope that you get some time off and enjoy yourself, and that you would think of love as more than an emotion or a thought or a feeling, and look at it as things that we do. Merry Christmas.